Well, hello guys, welcome to another YouTube channel. Oh, not a YouTube channel, it's still the same YouTube channel. Welcome to another YouTube video. As you can see, well, this is done a separate day, but we are back where we started in Leh, in this lovely Air India Express. I do find it's quite fresh actually, although the previous livery on the other aircraft does look quite cool with the different pictures and whatnot on the tail, but here we are in beautiful, I can imagine it'll be flipping freezing. Oh no, -1, that's not too bad. In Leh, the capital of the Ladakh region, as you saw in the previous video, we just completed that pretty tricky approach into this airport, and we are going to be doing the fly out of that airport, and we'll be, unlike the 737 that we did, we'll be a bit more, what's the word, try and follow those speed restrictions. I believe it's just above clean speed for that whole climb out of the valley. So we will attempt that, and we'll also see, this is me just getting into the aircraft. The only thing I did was open up all of these windows and doors and whatnot, but we will see if those waypoints that we loaded in, I will find out if they are still in the FMS or not, or do we have to reprogram them. But yeah, if we do, then it's just another tutorial on how to program random waypoints. But yeah, we'll get into this beautiful A320 and we'll load her all up. Let's do it. So I'll just make sure my sim brief is, yep, that's been sorted. So we'll import our sim brief into our flight plan and we'll enter it in manually, but first we will turn on the batteries, make sure everything's, or like I say, a real world pilot would be making sure flaps and gears and whatnot are in the correct positions. But we are, because we're hardcore Ladakh pilot, we'll open up the windows because 1 degree is not hot, that's too hot. So external power can come on, get these things aligned. We'll come down here and turn on the cabin crew. Nav lights can come on, and we'll just go straight into the APU bleed. And we'll pretend that the plane's all ready to fuel, even though we'll have to do that anyway. And what else? Put these all on so that I think you have to do, in real world, I think you put that one on when you shut the doors. I don't know, but anyway, we'll push the magic B button just to align our QNH. So what we are going to do is go to the FMC page, and we don't want to add in the route because we want to do that manually because we got these random waypoints. So we'll go to the mass and balance. We'll load up the plane, But what we can do is we can enter in our, I'll just load this. Oh no, I'll get used to using this because we have this one for a reason as well. So we're going to fly back to Jaipur, the airport that we took off from in the previous flight. So I'll do that, and then we'll do it again with the 737. We'll see if we can do that turn that we did in the previous video a bit better. I did start a video of the 737 when I was in Jaipur before I jumped into this because I was trying to see if I could add those waypoints and save them into the FMS, but for some reason the PNG aircraft doesn't allow that. Well, the one for this simulator doesn't allow it, but what I might do is just for a video, just to show that we're not perfect, I'll add that in to the next video. But anyway, we will come into here, hide that, and we will enter in our destination and the departure. As you guys will know this off by heart now, VILH/VIJP. And I don't get really creative with these numbers, I just type in random numbers, but that's our flight code, our real world flight code that this airline uses. Cost index is 5 and 3-4. 3-4-5, and we'll upload our wind thingamajigs. Right, this is going to be the moment of truth. I'll go into, and it's -1 out there. We'll keep it at -6, eh? Oh no, we'll do -1. I think you enter in what temperature it is actually at. 58.3, 58.3, 31.5, that's correct. And our block fuel is 6.3, just make sure it's, yep, 6.3. And for some reason, some aircraft will let you put this in, some liveries won't. I'll try. For some reason it won't let me do that, but other times it does. I don't know why that is, but anyway, we've got the fuel in it done, we've got that done. Our flight's basically all set, we just need to put in the waypoints. So what I'll do is I'll just go into our flight and into our menu page, and then you go to init. What is it? Menu. Oh no, data, that's right. Then you go to the next page. Let's see if these, oh, hopefully they're still saved. No, that's a shame. Okay, we'll have to enter in these waypoints manually again. Yeah, we'll have to enter them manually again, so I will see which ones we need. Because we don't have to add them all into the FMS again. We're only going to be using a few of these waypoints. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, LEH are the waypoints that we're going to be using. So if you are following off this thing that I gave you, we will just trying to load it up. Sorry for this, folks. Right. LH05. So LH05 and the latitude longitude, so from memory it is 3408.5 north slash 07727.6 east. Perfect. So just make sure that's correct. 3408.5, 27.6, store. Perfect. New waypoint, LH06, and that is 3407.2 north slash 07729.7 east. Store new waypoint LH07 3411.1 north slash 07723.8 east into here. Store new waypoint LH08 is going to be 3411.6 north slash 07717.0 east. Store new waypoint LH, oh no, oh yeah, it is LH09 3412.4 north slash 07713.5 east. Store, and our lucky last LH10, and that is 3411.5 north slash 07720.1 east. Right, that's our waypoints that we need to put in. So we now go into our flight plan. We're going to take off from runway 25 because it's one way in, one way out. Execute. And we will now enter this waypoint in, shall we? So I think, I'm not too sure, that must be the end of the runway, I think. We'll see how it works when we enter it all in, but so our departure is, I'm just going to take a photo of it. Alright, so our departure will see us depart Lay on runway 25, and our first waypoint is going to be LH06, so we enter that into here. And then our next waypoint is LH05 to here, LH07. Oh, no. I'll just go undo. Actually, I'll just start again, eh? Right. LH06. LH05. LH07. LH08. LH09. LH10. Then back down to LH05 again, and then if you'll see, it's LLH, which must have been the old, they must have renamed the VOR, so it's LEH is the VOR now, LEH. Insert. So let's go to our plan page and let's see if that looks. So step. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think we'll get rid of that discontinuity there. So we will go. Sweet. So we have entered in our flight plan, and we basically want to be. So by the time we get to waypoint 10, we want to be so we want to be above 21,000 feet before we get to LH10. So we want to sort of keep our flaps down and be traveling at 180 until we get to LEH, by the sounds of, by the way I understand that. So we will. Wonder if I can add in a speed restriction into here. Or I might just manually keep the speed in. I'll do that. Anyway, we'll better carry on with our flight plan. So after LEH, we are going to be going to by that stage, we'll go to Tunup, and then I believe that's yeah, we'll go to Tunup, eh? All right, let's go back to that. So LEH is our last waypoint, isn't it? Yep, so we can basically go from LEH, Airways W39 to SP W35 to DPN. DPN, we're taking A474 to Igulu. And that is basically our flight plan. That's basically to our star. We'll enter in our arrival, shall we? Because I think with Airbuses you need to do that. So we'll just have a look at this. That looks reasonable. Our approach will be we'll do a ILS approach. I can imagine it will be pretty, and it connects up with that whole star, which is great. So we'll go with that. So arrival, ILS Z26, and what was it again? Oh yeah, Iglua. Is it Iglua? Sweet, there's only one, so that we'll check. We'll go with that one. Insert, done. And I'll just reset that. Alright, let's set up our flight, Let's go for 34,000 feet. Oh yeah, we better enter in our departure data. So anti-ice, maybe we should have that. Mind you, it's a very dry day actually, and it's not. Let's keep it on just for the benefit of the doubt. And because there's no actual thing here, we just have to go off what the magic bead number is here. So 10, 18. Temperature is make it -2 just to be safe. And I've got the speed stats thing, this shift plus Z thing, which gives me my wind direction, but I can also get that from my active sky map thing, which basically is the same thing. So yeah, we'll just go with 285 and 6. And we will see what this gives us, So yeah, sweet, it's got toga required. It's actually given us that, so we'll just go send to, I mean, you can enter this in manually. Let's give that a go, So 19, 19, 22. And then I believe I've done this before. You have to put, what's our flex temp? No flex temp because we're going to be going full speed. So flaps 1 / I think you go 1 / DN 0.3, is it? Which is down 0. And yeah, it's going to be toga basically, so full throttle. So we are pretty much ready to turn on this aircraft, so we will, what I meant was get rid of all of our ground services so we can turn this off. I don't know why, but when you watch them, when they're on these normal stands, they usually get aircraft powered and then they remove the chocks. I don't know what's the difference between that versus, your standard pushback tug when they remove all of these things. I've always wondered that. But we'll go to the next phase. We'll pre-select our speed. We'll keep it just below the slats. So 194. So that will hopefully, when we go into the climb phase, that will turn these on, by the way. Turn our radar on. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that nice slow speed for our departure. And I think we're ready to power it up. So we will go ahead and do that. Beacon can come on. This can go to auto, that can go across, and we will power it up, hey? Anti-ice can come on too. Perfect, that's now getting fuel into the engine. I'll turn on the other engine well. We'll just go through the back, see what... Oh, that's right, I've disconnected the cabin just to save frame rates. Right, we can start doing our trim, can't we? Because we've basically got power now. 0.3. So go to our flight control page, it comes up here, so while we're at it, we'll just do our flight controls. And now we can basically disconnect our aircraft actually. And I think with this Airbus A320 as well, we must have our... I think we must have our APU left on, I believe, or is that just a 737 thing? Right, we'll just keep them on anyway. Keep the APU on, but we'll turn off the we'll just turn off the packs now, so we're ready. And we will start our departure, eh? Right. Flaps down one, was it? Oh. what we will do is we will do our spoilers armed, max takeoff thrust, and we will do our takeoff thing. Right, we're basically all set for takeoff now. We'll do our takeoff, landing lights and our strobe lights can all come on. Right folks, we are going to attempt this in the A320. And then we'll come back to the 737 and we'll do this flight again just so we've perfected it. It's definitely dropping off a bit of speed as we're going up this incline here. And we need to remember folks, this is not a flex thrust takeoff, so we better not forget that, otherwise we could be running into all sorts of issues. Predominantly the main one is when you see the end of the runway rapidly coming up on you and you're not at your takeoff speed, so we'll remember full thrust, keep the handbrake on until we're ready to Right, let's go. So just pull up the engine a bit. And then climb, flex, full takeoff. Let's do it. Look at that. Can you hear that hum of the engine there? Got a feeling this will probably come up quite fast, the speed. And we'll just see if the auto throttle can handle this. So we'll just go to auto throttle mode, even though we'll probably do this in real life in manual flying. Beautiful climb out. If you ever want to do something fun like this, this is like everyone's got their bucket lists of like Queenstown or whatever, but folks definitely need to do this flight. It's definitely, this flight is definitely one of those forgotten flights and world's most challenging departures or arrivals. So I definitely recommend folks that if you're into your planes and you're going around the world ticking off difficult approaches and whatnot, I would highly recommend doing this. So we'll see this, we'll see if this works out well, see how this works out, I should say. Don't need our spoilers anymore. We'll just keep it at this speed here. Yeah, it's such a beautiful approach, man. Like, yeah, it is one of those flights everyone has to do at least once in their life if you are aviation nerd and you're trying to go through all of your tick off different things. This is definitely one of those forgotten ones that you must do. I think that's the that might be the confluence of the Zangska River, I think, and that's the Indus River, a very famous river, I believe, in India. It goes for a long, long journey. I'll just confirm that with our world map. But yeah, I believe that river is one of like the longest rivers in the world. Or I should say right up there with the great rivers. But if you come here during the spring, that is like that color there. It's like a very turquoise aqua color. Before the glacial melts turn that into a raging grey torrent. But yeah, such a definitely need to do. I'll change the weather settings because it's winter now, but we'll change it to like the default and see how much this the superficial snow disappears and what's left is just your permanent ice caps, and we'll explore where I went. I think we went. I think it must have been down this valley here when I went to put. No, it wasn't. It was up to Cargill, then we went down this valley into Padum. We'll definitely do that. Anyway, we better get back into the cockpit and start. Once we do this return leg, we can start. I actually don't need these anti-ices anymore. Once we do the full turn, we can turn off the APU. So we're now above 21,000 feet on our, which leg are we on? Our return leg to 05, then on to Ladakh VOR, so we can possibly just start rounding the speed up now. Flaps can now come up. Yeah, we probably can put that back into managed climb now. We are. Well, I might just keep the speed down a bit, but it does this. No, it's definitely very much worth it flying into Ladakh, and just for the culture alone, it's a really lovely part of the world, part of India. Right, I'm gonna just go put this back into manage speed mode, and that's us really for this complex part of the approach. And it's now we can turn off the APU now. I'm assuming that we had it on in the first place, but right, I think that's us, and we will just pretend we didn't see that door open there, the window. That's probably why the warning lights were on. Anyway, folks, just pretend you didn't see that, and we will carry on with our departure, our climb out. And we can release the passengers as well. Well, the landing lights can come off. Those can come off. Alright folks, I'm back again. Just cooked myself a nice roll and links, which is the Glasgow word for sausages, and some fried eggs, so I'll be having that soon, but we should get this plane set up for our arrival, shouldn't we? So we will go into here. We are now into, which runway we're landing on? Yeah, 26, apply the meter, which hopefully works. Our landing weight is going to be fuel on board. So basically take away 400 kgs, isn't it? Roughly 61.6. I'll just put 7 just in case. Perfect, plenty of room for low engine braking, so we will use that. And we should possibly... We should probably just assume that it's going to be smoggy in Jaipur, so we probably will go for the we'll go for at least the CATS 2 minimum, which is 100 meters, 100 feet. So we will, just before I forget, we'll pre-select this to 3,300. Done, and we will now enter that into our performance page. So QNH is 1429,290. And it was 290/4, wasn't it? 7 knots of wind. That's good, and we're going to go for 100. Oh, not like that, not. And that is our arrival performance, and we can just basically, I'll show you this, once you get past this, I used to think I have to like be right on and just zoom right in. But if you go all the way out here, this will come up on the decelerate. So once you hit that decelerate, you can now go into manage descent, and that should follow that relatively to the dot there. And we set our landing brakes for, always get into the habit of arming my spoilers, just so if I forget when I've been deploying them that they're in the armed position. And I think that's all to do with me leaving the window open on that previous flight, so make sure folks always keep the doors closed when you're about to take off. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool scenery from above. I'm sure a Sobo could do a bit better job, but I mean, outside of the Himalayan regions, I'm guessing India is predominantly quite a vast agricultural sparse country, but like Australia, there's like pockets of like civilization, not extreme as the Australia with the desert and stuff like that, but I can imagine a lot of this will be arable farmland and livestock and whatnot, and then I can imagine it would also be quite drought prone too, I'm assuming. But I do like these sort of like fractures and these geological rock forms from whatever that might have been. I've done sixth form geography, so I sort of know enough to get me out of a paper bag, but I'm assuming that's like stress fractures from like various continental drifts and splits and whatnot. You can see it all through there, eh? But yeah, apart from that, it's a very outside of the Himalayas and there are a few like mountain regions. It's probably pretty much areas of flat land with the odd like former riverbed canyons that have been carved out by Mother Nature. The most powerful, one of the most powerfulest forces of nature, which is water. But yeah, like even like up in Ladakh, there, like Asobo Asobo could do India so much justice with like putting in various like Buddhist temples and whatnot in that part of the world, and dotting in a few more areas of interest all the way along this country, and then do some beautiful water masks along the ocean there. But I'll do my little tour of India, but I definitely will, I mean, my little tour of where I went in India, but I'll definitely branch out and do some more of India. Get the old the old ATR out as well for a spin. But yeah, coming in nicely for our descent into, yeah, like I suspected, that's probably Jaipur there and in the smog. Maybe what we could do, maybe we should set up for, just in case it is Cat 3. So everything's pretty set up. We'll just go back outside for a little bit. Just finishing off my little egg and sausage butty, but yeah, this is quite cool geographical features we're flying over, isn't it? Old basins, and can imagine this would have been a riverbed at some stage. Much like Australia, really, but just as ancient. Definitely, I say this all the time, I definitely need to maybe in Flight Simulator 2024 with the better graphics, but we'll definitely need to get your generic GA aircraft out and explore most of these regions. Even, I wonder if that would be soarable with the glider, and once again I think that feature is probably more implemented in the 2024 simulator engine, the thermals and whatnot, so I'm guessing they'll be a bit better in that. But yeah, we should definitely clear this error, and we can now turn on the landing lights, turn on the runway lights, turn on the seatbelt sign. And usually, how dare I, usually have these all bright, but even though you can't see them. But yeah, it looks like we are hitting these restrictions and whatnot pretty well. What I will do is I will come into here, select managed speed mode, and I will come in, activate the performance thing just to keep that speed up a bit, because if I lower the spoil at the slats now, it will take my speed all the way down to that notch there. I guess the colours actually go hand in hand. Like, I can imagine India is that, it's the predominant colour is sort of red, isn't it, with the blue as the coast and the white as the Himalayas. Maybe there should have been like a touch of green in the livery, but yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like the new Air India livery? I mean, this is the Air India Express, but do you like the new Air India livery, or do you prefer the current one, which I'm guessing is a crossover between Air India and Indian Airlines? Or do you like the old school sheet line with the little houses for each of the windows? That was a cool livery. Right, we are getting pretty close to our arrival. And we better turn on our, always remember to turn that on, especially if you've been flying the 737. You might have automatic ILS alignment in this aircraft, but you certainly do not have the automatic ILS display on the 737. Right. I wonder if it is like this in real life, like that very defined smog line. Hopefully all of this hard work has not come undone. Oh. I'm not too worried, it will ride itself out. But that was lucky, folks. Alright, we are pretty much, well, oh, we probably should go out of standard too, shall we? Uh, 6.5 is our trans altitude, so we'll just push B once we get below that. We can now arm the localizer. Now we can push B. And it is 14, so we'll set it to 14. And now we're coming into the smoggy city of Jaipur. And we can now arm the approach. And we're still a wee distance from the airport, so we'll just keep it at sort of, I'll just dial it back to 190 or 185. They're almost matching like for the ILS and the VLR, so when we get to about 8 we will just go back into manage speed mode, and then we'll lower the landing gear, turn off this while I remember, sim rate, warp speed can come off. Now we can go back into manage speed mode, lower the landing gear. Flaps 2, I think. We'll turn this warning radar thing down a notch. I'll go around altitude we can set in that now, I'm guessing, which is going to be, well, I'll just 33, we'll make it 38 like it suggests. And we can start configuring ourselves up for the full approach. We'll go for flaps 3. Yeah, let's go for flaps 3, eh? Is it too late to do it? I think it might be actually. Oh well, not to worry. Flaps full it is. And we'll do a automatic approach, so we'll turn on the AP2. And we will just put our feet on the dashboard and just let autopilot do its magic. Oh, seriously, folks, when you do this enough, I could imagine if I was learning like you guys say, you'd be getting really anxious right now when I'm just like looking around the plane casually, while you guys will be in tunnel vision view, freaking out. But once you get the hang of this aircraft, it is definitely a very, very easy aircraft to fly. And once, same with the 737, and once you're on ILS flight, time will just slow down. You feel like you've got, instead of having the weight of the world on your shoulders, you feel like you've got ample enough time to think about the meaning of life, while you're twiddling your thumbs and just watching the world casually go by way at about 200 k's per hour. Right, when we do see we are getting clearance of the runway, so we'll just turn off the autopilot, push this button, take off our auto throttle, and just do the rest ourselves, guys. Coming in a bit too low there, but it's okay. Just got clearance on the puppy now, so we can now go off the puppy.
Above 100. Minimum 20. Retard 5.
And here we are, folks, back at the lovely Jaipur airport. We won't take this one, we'll take the next one, eh? Just clearing the I don't have a key assigned to disarm the auto brake, but if you just put the throttle up briefly, it disengages it. Same with the spoilers too. And we can now turn on our APU before we forget. Landing lights can come off. Keep the taxi light on. Strobe light can now come off too. That's been more than a long 3 seconds, and we are off the runway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying with Fraser, your captain. We have now arrived in smoggy Jaipur. We will just park on one of these just your generic taxi parking stands, so those can all come off. APU still powering on. We can turn this off completely now, and we will, let's take not this one, not that one, but we'll take the next one. I'm guessing these are heavy aircraft can land at these airports as well. And folks, that is Leh Airport mastered, I reckon, especially with this A320. We will do it once more with a 737, but that is us, folks, for that little flight. Thank you for being a part of that journey. And we will park up and we will see you on the next flight, which will probably be with one more flight with a 737 to master Leh. We'll go through that again. And then I'll carry on with my little tour of the Himalayan region of India that I did when I was a teenager. Those can all come off. That can now come off. Beacon lights can come off as well. Fuel lights, fuel pumps I should say. And we will connect her up, just to be right. What was it I was going to do? Oh yeah, engage the external power. And that is us, folks. Back where it all started in Jaipur. And we will see you on the next video, guys.